Hello, my name is Father Denis Wilde. I'm Associate Director of Priests for Life, and it's a pleasure to be here today. And thank you all for coming down this day. Look at the sun is coming out already. It's going to continue that way, they say, as well. I am listening to the talks, and basically what we're moving from, the idea of freedom of religion, beyond that, freedom of conscience, and then the last gentleman speaking about every freedom. Every totalitarian state knew that they started with tampering with religious freedom first of all, because that was the loosening of all the pins. It is not that we claim this because of fervor that makes it a most important issue here. It's because it is the very basis for which every other right that we have is. We can also say that the right to life is, in another sense, is true. That's also true. But the meaning behind the right to life, the meaning behind everything that we do, ultimately comes down to that. Our founding fathers were steeped in the Bible. The Bible was the background for the Declaration of Independence, for the Constitution, and for the papers, the Federalist Papers that were written in so many different ways, different ideas that people had, and we're exchanging different ideas today as well. But all of these coalesce around the fact that there is a divine creator. And we are, of course, endowed with inalienable rights, those things we don't take off like a jacket or a suit. We have those rights that are part of who we are. The Acts of the Apostles began with Pentecost. What is that all about? It's about the coming of the Holy Spirit. And they rejoiced, and they had a party up in the upper room, and they stayed there all day, right? No. They went out in the streets. They went out into the streets 9 o'clock in the morning already. And they were out there preaching the word. We follow in the Acts of the Apostles what happened. Some consternation, some problems developed because others didn't want to hear this. They were asserting those rights. And then finally in the chapter 4, St. Peter says, you may do what you want with us, judge us the way you'd like. We know that we must obey God rather than man. And that, of course, is what imbued that. What happened after that? They didn't just go home. They were found in the temple preaching. What happened again? They were scourged. After that, they were delighted because they were given that part of the suffering of Christ, but also they went out again. The point here is perseverance, that we need to persevere in all of this. And so many times we state an argument. Sometimes that argument is heard, sometimes it's not. We state an argument and then we back off. I'm not saying we do. I'm saying our culture does, our church does many times as well. So all of us need to pray for, first of all, beginning with prayer. Secondly, our persuasion. Thirdly, our presence, as we are present here and to one another. Fourthly, we need to be politically responsible and obviously vote for those people who represent what the founding fathers understood, those primal ideas. And finally, perseverance, because even when it was very dark on that day of the Easter Sunday, the women went to the tomb and they needed to find that roll the stone away, and they found that they didn't have to worry about that because God can take care of those things when we're faithful to Him. God bless you for all you're doing, and continue.